The third proposition is, now is of no use to the seeker because it is relative to past and future. As you may remember from previous lectures, I used the term seeker to mean the woman or the man who is in search of themselves. This statement means that present time is as useless as past or future time in your search for liberation. Do you think this entirely contradicts what spiritual literature says? Well, yes, it contradicts modern populist spiritual literature. But consider Swami Chinmayananda's commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. In his book, The Holy Gita, Swami Chinmayananda refers to Vedantic literature, and he says, what is real is distinguished from what is unreal, and that they are neither definable nor indefinable, but that what constitutes each is, and I quote, that which was not in the past and which will not be in the future, but that which seemingly exists only in the present is called the unreal. Now that's a tongue twister, so I'll just say it again. That which was not in the past and which will not be in the future, but that which seemingly exists only in the present is called the unreal. He also says, and I quote, that which is non-existent in the beginning and in the end is necessarily non-existent in the intermediate stages also. So again, that which is non-existent in the beginning and the end is necessarily non-existent in the intermediate stages also. The real is that which defies all changes and remains the same in all periods of time, past, present, and future. The present, then, is unreal. What is between the past and the future is non-existent. The present fluctuates in change. These are strong statements, revealing statements, true statements. Never before or since has there been an examination of what is real or the truth of the depth and scope of the Vedanta, the oldest spiritual records of humanity. Never has such an examination of time and reality been offered. Today, it is rare that a soul will rise who can equal this depth of inquiry, and it is rare also for us to be patient and applied enough to understand this. As a young boy, Swami Chinmayananda, who would open many temples and ashrams and found the Chinmaya mission, he was a convinced atheist. After sitting his high school exams, he took a train trip through southern India. And for no rational reason other than his fascination with the name, he was drawn to visit Ramana Maharshi at Tiruvannamalai temple at Mount Arunachala. The year was 1934, and this is an account of that meeting. At the ashram, I was told that the Maharshi was in the hall and anybody was free to walk in and see him. As I entered, I saw on the couch an elderly man wearing a loincloth, reclining against a round bolster. I sat down at the very foot of the couch. The Maharshi suddenly opened his eyes and looked straight into mine. I looked into his. A mere look, that was all. I felt that the Maharshi was, in that split moment, looking deep into me, and I was sure that he saw all my shallowness, confusions, faithlessness, imperfections and fears. I cannot explain what happened in that one split moment. I felt opened, cleaned, healed and emptied. A whirl of confusions, my atheism dropping away, but skepticism flooding in to question, wonder and search. My reason gave me strength, and I said to myself, this is all mesmerism, my own foolishness. And thus assuring myself, I got up and walked away. But the boy who left the hall was not the boy who had gone in some 10 minutes before. After my college days, my political work, and after years of stay at Uttarkashi, at the feet of my master Tapovanam, I knew that what I had gained on the Ganges banks was that which had been given to me years before by the saint of Arunachala on that hot summer day, with merely a look. It happens with a mere look, a glance, a gesture, a word. But however it happens, it is inexplicable. The rational mind cannot begin to understand, interpret, or contain it. It has not happened in the now. It has not happened in time. It has happened in eternity. For those of you today who are struggling with the way of your spiritual destiny, those who are wondering how to transmit the ultimate happiness of enlightenment into the world, here is an outstanding example of the way of devotion. Ramana was in a state of samadhi, and without words, forms, or explanation, he transmitted the reality to the young Swami Chinmayananda. He was one with the divine, and he transmitted the reality, this state, prior to time, identity, and separation, directly through his inner bliss. Not in now, prior to time.